Hey everybody, it's me, TraderMaxx with Crypto Ronins, and we are here. We're doing tracking and analyzing data and using the filters system here to sort of isolate coins. Now, in our trading series, I'm going to show you some really good techniques to find coins to get involved with and what's the best market cap and time period and all that stuff, depending on what you want to do. But today is mostly just about focusing on the filtering system itself and what it's going to be used for. So let's get started right in. Excuse me. Okay, so let's begin. Now we can, okay, here are all the coins, right? We've isolated the first power of filter, which is we're just looking for Solana, right? So we immediately see that we're on a 6 hour. These are the quick filters that you can kind of see, but we can apply other filters to the process, right? So it's ranked by trending 6. So what I want to do is I'm going to do 24 hours. That's basically the one I want to see the most. Now, we already know that we could do some quick sorting, right? That's what this top part is a sorting cap, right? We can sort by age, you know, eight months ago compared to 1 hour ago, right? 8 months, 1 hour. Now, we can also filter by placing some semi-permanent filters on, and we're going to come up here and click on the filter button here. And that's going to pull up this little box here. And I say little, but there is a lot of shit that's in here, okay? Now, the first thing, okay, we say all dexes, but it's really not all dexes. We want to just be, let's just stick on radium here, and we hit save. And this will kind of filter everything for radium, right? In this process, we want to look at now, what do we want to put in for liquidity? Now, the liquidity side, not so much worried about, right? Because it's about ease of use, it's usually relative to the coin. If it has really low liquidity, it probably has a lot less transactions in that process. But we won't worry diving too far deep into what liquidity is at this moment. But let's just say that I wanted to only see pairs that were a particular market cap size. And let's say that is 50,000. Okay, and the maximum that I want to see, because I want to keep my price injection pretty low, let's just say 500,000. Okay. Now the FDV, don't worry about so much on this, what this is yet. We'll talk about that in future videos when we're talking about trading and with the different aspects of the pair. But let's look at the pair's age. At this point, I want to kind of say how many hours I want to be into the pair. So that's 24 hours, right? I want to only look. This is only a little test that we're going to be doing. And so I'm going to say I want to only know ones that are 24 hours old with a maximum, say 72 hours, like so 3 days. I'm not really worried about how many transactions in the 24 hours or how many buys compared to how many sells, right? But that's what all these are. And using this filter system is pretty powerful. 24-hour volume, 24-hour change, the minimum, maximum of that change over that period. If we remember, you can kind of see it behind the scenes right here, this 24 hours. So we can look at certain percentages that it's changed in the 24 hours as well. We can look at the 6-hour transactions and the 5-minute and all that, all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the different time periods for each one of those main systems in there. So when I click apply, you should immediately see that we've applied 5 filters to this process. So now we know that all the coins are within 24 to 72 hours. So if I click this, I go 1 day to 2 days, right? So there's not really too much in there past 3 days. And I can sort it out compared to how many transactions or volume or what. But I like to do the two, age. So I got the age and the market cap, right? So if I did another sort there, I would see 473, but at 50K, right? And then I can easily sort and see what each one is. So if I feel like this is something that I want to see, I'll simply click on it and it'll bring me to the pair. Now, here's the other thing. There's a few things in here it's going to give you warning, like this pair has little liquidity. So pay attention to when you come over to things that are like little, any alerts whatsoever is a big red flag. Okay? Let's pop back over and let's look at another one. Let's look at, since it says liquidity, $1. So maybe liquidity is a big thing, right? Like we want to know that there's at least a certain percentage of liquidity compared to the system. So if I go back into the filters and I go back down to liquidity right here, I could say 25,000 is the least that I want to see. I hit apply, and now the filters went from 5 to 6, and it's giving me these liquidity markers here as well. Let's look at Slickback. We pop in, there it is. You start seeing it at a price. It's already at market cap, so we're looking at that. Is it 54,000? Doesn't look liquidity is locked. Everything seems to be fitting pretty nicely. Now, again, I'm not going to go through like, should we look at holders or do all that stuff and liquidity and all that. This is only about filtering out the ones that we wanted and how to use the system. Now, from this point on, learning what all these filters are and what they do, that's really up to you now, because we have to figure out what type of communities will yield you a result that you're looking for, depending on how you filter them. Okay, how old they are compared to how many transactions they had, to the volume that they're committing to, is all relevant. But in this video, it's only relevant to talk about the filtering process. We talked before about the quick filters. Now these are the more long-term filters in here that we can always seem to keep in this process. Now, let's just say I refresh the page and it comes back. The filters are still here. Another benefit of having your account attached to the system. Okay, I think that's about all I got here for filtering. We're going to use this technique later on in our video when we're learning how to trade and find community coins to be involved in. All right, I'll see you in the next video.